Why do some people glow when they walk into a room? Is it science or magic? Like a light, and we are just moths circling, drawn to the glow. In the natural world, animals use the moon to navigate by night. Just like how we turn towards the light of someone and get a glimmer of the moon. But when there's two people, two moons glimmering, their glow is more than double. It's multiplied. Brighter, more brilliant, more glow.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa Eccles, Global Artistry Trainer for Hourglass Cosmetics, and I am happy to be here today with all of you in celebration of our newest launch of Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. Inspired by our ambient lighting collection, this foundation truly is this lit from within skin finish, long wear, 16-hour, transfer resistant, lightweight. I mean, the list goes on and on. We're so excited about this foundation. And I am also very excited to introduce to you today, I am joined by the amazingly talented celebrity makeup artist, Mary Phillips. And me and Mary are going to take you through how to create the ambient glow from start to finish. And without further ado, let me introduce my lovely co-hosts. Welcome, Mary.
Hi, Vanessa. How are you?
Hi, I'm so
good to see
good. I'm
you.
so excited to be here with you.
I'm so excited too. I'm so excited about this foundation as well. It's so nice.
I know.
It's really nice.
I know. Tell us what you love about it, because I know me and you were just talking about it, and we just love this foundation.
Yeah, I am really particular when it comes to foundations. As we have talked about, I love foundations that have a little bit more moisture to them, a little bit of glow. I like when things, when I apply them on the skin, they stay a little wet for a minute because I like to be able to, put it in the places I want and blend. When things are too matte, I feel like I have problems like, it doesn't blend as well. So this is just my personal preference. Not that there's anything wrong with matte foundations, but I love one that has like a moisture to it, a little bit of glow, a little bit of hydration. I like it when the skin looks like skin. So
Exactly.
This is amazing, and I love the name Ambient. It's perfect for it. It's like glowy, soft, beautiful. It's really great.
So that soft lit from within finish.
Yes.
And you know what's great? It has these blurring spheres that really like minimize pores and texture and this diffusingness. It's amazing. And we're all so excited because I know our viewers today love your overall aesthetic and really want those pro tips and tricks on how to create the perfect ambient glow at home. So why don't we get started? And getting started, we have already started on our step one to the ambient glow, which is hydration and prepping the skin. And I know you're such a big believer in skincare and knowing that, your makeup's only as good as the skin underneath it. So we had prepped our beautiful model, Juliana, and she has our Equilibrium Day Fluid on, which is super lightweight, hydrating, nourishing, has your sunscreen in it, your SPF 30. And then I know one of your ultimate favorites, which is mine as well, is the new Vanish Airbrush Primer, which super hyper focuses on blurring and longevity. So she's ready. She's got her step one,
prepped,
her hydrate. She's prepped and ready to go. So now we're going into our step two, which is diffusing, and diffusing with the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation.
Yes. I'm going to use the foundation brush, which this brush is absolutely incredible. I am going to take a little bit of foundation, and I always like to put it on the back of my hand first, just so I know about exactly how much product is on the brush. And I always like to start in the center of the face and kind of work my way out towards the hairline. That way you don't get too much product when you get to the hairline, and have all of it stuck in your hair. And this is,
and that's really where the redness is too, right? Like
it really
most of our
yes.
discoloration
around the corner
starts
of your
on the
mouth.
center.
It really is, yeah. Around the corners of our mouth. We're just gonna get, corners of your nose and the corners of your mouth. But yes, I always like to start in the middle. And I know we were saying how you know, the hydrated, all the great aspects this foundation has. It has really good coverage, which is amazing when you know, usually when people are talking about these foundations that are really soft and glowy, and they don't talk about the coverage. This has such great coverage in it, and you can build on it. So I always like to apply the foundation in like upward strokes. Like, see, that coverage is incredible in such a glowy foundation. Turn your head a little, yeah, that's perfect.
And you know what you mentioned earlier too is like when you do the upward strokes, it really lifts the face.
It really does.
You could see that. It's beautiful. And I always take into account like how you're holding the brush, and you're so light-handed. I love how you have these like feathering strokes. And
yeah, I feel like it's easy to always apply more. You know, start with less product. It's really easy to go back and get a little bit more product rather than get too much on the face. You know, and you always want to go light because you're blending stuff together. So you just want to kind of gently work it. You know, we only have one product on right now besides the skincare, but you always just want to like be really like, I mean, it's your face too. You don't want to pull too much on it.
Exactly. And that brush, oh my gosh. So we designed this brush specifically for this foundation, but it does mimic fingertips. So it's shaped really to have that delicate preciseness of fingertips, which
it
is
really does.
Amazing.
Like you can get in all the small areas, like around the nose, or under the lip, you know, and it's, and I'm gonna go in with a 2 shades darker now.
Ooh, I love this trick. Show us.
Just to add a little bit of, you know, contour, definition. And again, this brush is so nice because you can just go right along. And I'm just gonna
the hairline, the under the cheekbone.
See, this is why you need less is more, because I got a little too much product. And I'm just gonna
What were we saying? It's easier to add than
it's so much
to
easier.
subtract.
Yep, because it's hard once you get too much on there to like remove it.
Exactly.
I mean,
you could always add more. It's harder to take it off and then start all over again, right?
exactly.
And
yeah,
you know
this
what
brush
I
is
love?
great. It fits like right under all the bones. It's perfect.
And you could see that. You could see the definition that you're getting on her cheekbones.
Yeah, and I always just like to go like a little bit around the hairline with a darker, you know, a little bit darker. Yeah, turn your head a little bit towards me. Perfect.
That looks so stunning already. Getting that soft lip finish.
Now I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of the lighter just to kind of blend, you know, that into the couple shade darker foundation that we did. So we did 11 all over her face, and then number 13. I'm sorry, 11 all over the face, and then number 13.
For her contour
For
shade.
her contour, yes.
Outer perimeter. Yep.
Amazing.
So kind of going 2 shades darker is a good gauge when you want to add a little bit of definition on the outer perimeter of the face.
Yes, if you just want to add a little bit, 2 shades darker would be perfect.
I love that. And you kind of blend a little bit, you blend a little bit down on the neck, which I think is such a great tip that we always forget that this is part of your canvas.
Yeah, don't forget the neck. The neck, it's really important to make sure, you know, if you have like a top on like Juliana, you know, it's really important to just kind of like make sure everything is the same color, especially like for me, like I always like to be tanner. So I feel like if I have to make everything the same color.
Exactly. Well, that looks stunning. So beautiful. And I know our next step is to brighten with one of, yes, our favorite concealer, Vanish Airbrush Concealer.
This concealer is amazing. I really, really love this concealer. It has, like you think it would be a heavy concealer because of the consistency, but it has the coverage, but it's really lightweight. It's incredible. So
no, it totally is. It has these microspherical powders that actually blur and brighten. So it sets itself, it's lightweight, it's 16-hour full coverage, but it doesn't it looks like skin still. It's like, how does Hourglass do it? Sometimes I wonder.
I know, right? It's so true.
So where are you applying this? This looks amazing.
So I always like to apply kind of like in the areas like I'm gonna highlight. I like to apply a little bit like in the center of the forehead, in the corners of the eyes, like right where we get that darkness, and then on the outer corners to give it a little bit of a lift and highlight. And then we all get a little pink like right around here. And then just to kind of like highlight certain areas. The areas like you want like bright. I always think of like where the light would hit. Same when you like, when you use like, you know, like shimmery highlighters, it's always like where good lighting hits your face.
Yeah, and I think that's so important as a makeup artist and as someone trying to, you know, highlight and contour is know where that light hits. That looks beautiful.
And then we're just gonna kind of gently, you know, in upward strokes again, just kind of lift.
Beautiful. You could see it like coming to life. And you're using the concealer, the Vanish Airbrush concealer brush, which also mimics a little pat of the finger, which I love.
Yes, and again, I love both of these brushes. They have no hard edges on them. So everything, you know, blending is so easy with these because it really does. You can get into all these like tiny little areas and delicate little areas, and the bristles are so soft and they just blend everything like so beautifully, as you could see. It's just, it's really like, great tools are so important.
Would you say that having good tools really helps the artistry come together?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely, you know, it's so much about the tools. Like the technique is easy when you have a good tool. I mean, I feel like somebody with excellent technique could maybe get away with, you know, using a lot of like your fingers and stuff, but this just makes it so much easier. And why would you want to use your fingers when you have tools like this?
I love that. So whether you're a novice or an expert, you can really achieve a lot with the tools. That looks beautiful.
Yes, and again, I'm just gonna kind of...
Stunning. And I love that brush too, because it really does get underneath the tear duct and like right in those little corners.
I know, I'm having fun with this. Like, I'm sorry.
We love it. We love
I'm done
watching
blending.
you at
I'm
work.
just like, okay.
I love it.
Yes, so the brightening step, which is my favorite probably.
Love.
I feel like
And
that's
then
when
you're
you
gonna
see
do a
like
little
the face come alive.
It's so true, because then you could see all the definition and all the work you just did. And I know you like to lightly set, right? This is like a secret trick. Yeah,
I just like to lightly set with a little bit of setting powder. Like, and I dust most of the product off. It's just once you're done with your liquids and your creams, you want to set the powder so that everything stays in place. And again, right before I do this, it's really important also, a step with concealer, is to make sure I look up, is that any teeny like lines you have under the eyes, you want to make sure, I feel like this is such a question I get asked about all the time. How do I keep my concealer from creasing? It's to make sure all the product is out of anything that could possibly crease. I mean, she doesn't have like wrinkles or anything, but you always want to make sure that the product is out of any line or pores that it is before you set, because once you set, it's there, you know? So it's really about starting that from the beginning of the, you know, it doesn't happen throughout your day, it happens when you're doing your makeup, you know? And it will get in there a little bit, but it definitely helps if you set it. So yeah, that's really it. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of powder. I love shine on the face, but this area, like right here, you know, you don't really want a ton of shine.
It always needs a little something, right?
Exactly,
here.
yeah.
Yes. And what I love about that powder too, it's talc-free, which I'm a huge fan of talc-free powders.
Same.
That looks
it's beautiful.
Beautiful. So now we're on our last step, which is the final step. It's called Glow, which we kind of already done that with the Ambient Soft Glow, but yes. So it's choosing one of the 3 ambient lighting palettes and then going for it. I believe, Mary, you chose palette volume 3.
Yes, this is number 3. And I'm going to start with the middle shade. I'm gonna use the bigger side. And just kind of like, again, go along the perimeter of the face and just add again, like a little bit of warmth, a little bit of contour to her face. And again, like down the cheekbone, just give it a little bit of bronzy warmth. And I'm just gonna get a little bit under here.
Mary, can I ask you why you chose to go with the larger side of the brush?
When I'm bronzing, I like to do a bigger brush.
Mm-hmm.
Turn your head a little towards me. I like to use a bigger brush when I'm bronzing. When I'm doing blush, I like to use a smaller one. But I really like to, you know, get under the jaw, like really work it into the cheekbone. And again, like my pressure is light, but I feel like also bigger brushes make it like look more airbrushed, like rather than when you use a smaller brush.
Absolutely. And you're kind of already going over what you did with the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation in that deeper shade. You're kind of bringing that forth.
Exactly.
Would you say?
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like another step of like, it's like really like layering and blending.
Layering with light. And I find these powders, because they have that photoluminescent technology, they filter, they diffuse, they capture light, but they add a depth and dimension to the skin that you don't really see in a lot of powders that can tend to be flat or like one-dimensional.
This is also, I love taking the big brush and I kind of like pinch it like this and go along the brow bone. We already did a little bit of like a soft eye makeup on her, so it just kind of like blends it all together. And I love like monochromatic looks. So it just kind of like makes everything one color. And then I'm gonna flip it around and use the skinnier side of the brush for a little bit of glow. And I'm just gonna lightly go on top of her cheekbone, like right where the light would hit.
That's beautiful.
And get that like glowy bit.
That glistening glow that we all love. That you are like the queen of, Mary. I mean, let's be honest.
I want everybody to look like they just got off vacation, you know?
Right? And you're very strategic about your glow. And I remember hearing you talk about that. And I thought that was such a great elevated tip to be like more strategic with your placement on the glow. Yeah, I don't like products that have like, I don't like foundations that have like glow, you know, like a like metallic like
products in them. Yes, pearlescence, thank you. I don't like foundations or products that go all over the face like that. Like rarely will I use something like that. I like to strategically put it exactly where I want.
I love that. That looks flawless and beautiful. So this is technically the 3 steps to the ambient glow, which is hydrate, we diffused, and we glowed, we amplified the glow.
Yes.
So seamless and beautiful. But I know, Mary, you have to finish this look with some of your other favorite products to kind of finalize and tie it all in together. So I'm gonna let you take over and finish her look today.
Yes. So there's a couple more products I'm gonna show you. I'm mixing together these 2 ambient blushes. I love blush. So we need like a little bit of pop of color. And I always like it like smile, like right where your cheeks get big, to just get a little bit of color.
Oh, that looks so stunning. I love blush too.
Me too. So just to add a little glow. And then I'm gonna add just like a lip, and I'm gonna line her lips with the Longwear lip pencil. I'm just gonna dab off the lip prep we put on her.
And the blush, you just mix the 2 and you use the small tapered side of the other brush.
Yeah, I love this brush because it gets like right, and it's so soft again, and there's no hard edges on the brush. I love like, you know, dome.
Exactly. Like super
like
finely cut and tapered.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna.
So a little bit of lip liner really is nice.
Yeah, I love a lip liner. And I'm just using, you know, the brush on the other end to kind of soften it because we don't want like a line.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna use the Gloss Balm.
Ooh, I love the Gloss Balm. It's like, it's a 3-in-1 hybrid. So it plumps, it's a balm-like, and it has that high shine of a gloss.
It's so nice, but it doesn't feel like overly sticky, which I don't like in lip glosses. It's just like enough.
It looks so beautiful.
And that's our ambient
look.
glowy look.
I mean, that looks stunning. It looks like you could take it to the red carpet. You could take it outside on your everyday. It's such a beautiful, just soft lip from within ambient glow. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, and that's what's so important to me with makeup is that it looks equally as good in person as it does like in a photo or you know, something. I hate when makeups like are too, you know, they look great for a photo, but then in person, I mean, like when you're doing like red carpet makeup, like I want it to be wearable.
Yes,
and, you know,
absolutely.
Yeah, and beautiful in person. Like rather if somebody sees a photo of her, they're like, oh my God, I passed her on the carpet. She looks so pretty even up close, you know, or that's what like I want to hear like about my makeup.
Of course, like, oh my gosh, who did her makeup? That looks amazing. Like, it doesn't look like makeup, it looks like skin. It looks like her natural self, but like better and
Exactly.
just so beautiful. I mean, we're all such huge fans of your work, and you know, it's been such an honor just watching you work right now. It's so beautiful. And I hope everyone that's watching are taking home some of these amazing pro tips from Mary Phillips, and you can go home and recreate these looks for the ambient glow. But actually, Mary, we kind of have a few fun questions to ask you if you have a couple of minutes.
Yeah, let's ask away.
Okay, a few fun questions that we got from some of our viewers here. So first of all, what is one of your favorite makeup trends right now?
You know, I'm really happy that I feel like glossy makeup is really coming back. I mean, glossy like dewy skin and glossy lips and, you know, like a shimmer on the eye, you know, like a wet shimmer. Like I love that all this is coming back. I feel like, you know, everything was very matte for a long time, and I'm really happy to see that things are coming back that are, you know, hydrated skin and less. I feel like less makeup is coming back right now, and
oh, I love that.
And glossy and hydrated.
So glossy
and
balm.
Youthful. Yes, glossy balm. Yeah, so that's I'm really excited about that. I feel like that I'm so happy it made a comeback.
I know, Matt was there for a while, huh?
It really was.
It's kind of a complete opposite shift from what the trends were with like heavy full coverage and matte lipstick, and now it's going more glossy and transparent and glowy
and colorful. Like I feel like there's like so much color right now, which I love. It was very like, you know, like nudes and this, but you know, like yeah, there's like, you know, berries and red tint lip glossy balms and, you know, pretty nudes, and I don't know, I feel like everything's very colorful right now and very and wet and shimmery, and I love that.
Me too. Well, you know what? This is a good segue to the next question is, okay, pro tips on how to ensure the makeup stays in the summer heat. So we want the glow, but how do we keep it controlled, right? So during the heat of the summer.
Well, I forgot my last step actually. So this helps it. The veil. A setting spray is great. Let me just just a quick like light mist of the veil setting spray is really, really, really nice. It really does help keep everything in place, but makeup is makeup and it needs a little touch up throughout the day. Like that's why like I have a job and I'm with people all day long, is because makeup does need a little bit of a touch up. It doesn't need, you know, another like reapplication or anything, but you know, makeup is gonna, you know, slightly sometimes like to go, especially light makeups, you know, like stuff that is lighter and glowier, because you are having that wet kind of look. Things will not stay they'll stay great, but you know, makeup needs a little touch up. You have to reapply a lip sometimes. You have to, you know, add a little powder where, you know, I get really shiny, like especially in this area, I have to reapply a little bit, or in this area, but you know, you don't want it to staying in place.
It needs a little love sometimes.
It does, it needs a little love, and it's okay. And you know, sometimes you have to, you know, get things out of like a little line or two, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question, and actually I'm interested in this and what your thoughts are on what is the most common makeup mistake you see?
The most common makeup mistake I see, you know, I have to say, like, when I was younger, I used to see a lot, or like people left the line here a lot, but I feel like everybody is a pro these days. Like I'm walking around, I'm like, whoa. Like, you know, Instagram and YouTube videos have like, you know, I didn't have those things available to me. So, but everybody is pretty good now. Like all the time, like, you know, I was at a drive-through like not long ago and I was like, oh my God, your eyeliner is so good. Like the girl, you know, everybody's so good now. Like they're full lashes and stuff on. I definitely was not, you know.
Well, we didn't have that. We didn't have the access to all of the knowledge that's out there now. I love that. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about this? What are some few items you couldn't live without?
Concealer. Well, like a SPF moisturizer for sure.
Love.
Concealer, definitely. I mean, a great foundation. I love the skin to look good.
It sounds like complexion.
Complexion, yes. And like some kind of lip so I could use it as like a cheek too or something. If I don't know how many you're giving me, but yeah. If it's just one, maybe concealer, I guess.
Yeah, and I know you love the Vanish concealer.
I love the Vanish concealer.
Yeah. And paired with the new foundation, it's just like a game changer. Like my skin has never looked so good.
It really is just like everything you want. And the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation, it really is because it has the coverage, but it still looks nice and light. And that's really hard to get.
I know. And would you say that works for everyone? Like whether you're oily, whether you're dry, whether you're combination, like I find the foundation works for all of different skin types.
Yeah, because I have been very oily. I mean, as I get older, I'm not as oily as I used to be when I was younger, but I always have preferred that look. I feel like when things were too dry or matte, once you start getting oil, it like breaks it. Kind of. So I would rather be a little shinier or too shiny than too matte. I mean, that's just my preference, especially it looks younger, you know, for people who aren't super young. You know? I mean, me, she's like young and but you know, it's
you're
just like
young and beautiful. No. Stop it. We're obsessed with you.
I just mean like it's a more youthful look. I feel like to have a glowy finish.
Beautiful. I love that answer. Okay, so I know we're running out of a little bit of time, but I want to ask you two quick questions. This one's a quick one, and then the other one's like one that I think everyone wants to know. Okay. The first one is, what product should you have for a fancy occasion? Like, what's the one product that you would have for a fancy occasion or something that you would need?
I think for everybody, like a lip is an easy go-to, or like a shimmery shadow. Like a shimmery, something you can like dab in the center that gives it like light or kind of like reflects, like it looks a little wet
like
when
scattered
you blink.
Light?
Yes, like a scattered light eyeshadow by Hourglass is the perfect answer. Also like, or a gloss, or like a red lip, if that is, you know, something, or like a bold statement lip, I feel like is usually easier for most people than doing like, you know, a big statement eye. But adding like the scattered light, you know, shadow in the center of the lid or under the brow where light catches is a great way to like bump up your daily routine. Or a lip, like add a gloss or you know, like a matte red or matte, you know, berry or something.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great because we all want to know what you like to add for the red carpet. Last question, my favorite question is, what made you want to be a makeup artist?
You know, I think I remember watching my mom do her makeup, you know, when I was really young, and I just remember kind of it changing her attitude. You know, I feel like it just kind of like she felt good. And I feel like that's why I would just kind of steal whatever she had and do my friends, and it was fun. I loved art growing up. I loved to paint. I loved to draw. And then my friends would come over and I would do them for like all of our dances and you know, proms and stuff. And I just felt I loved how good they felt.
Yeah.
You know, and that just to me, like being able to like give that gift to people to help them, you know, have this little bit more
Feel their
confidence.
best.
Yeah. It was
I
just
love
like
that.
really cool to me. Like I didn't even think it was a job then. Like I didn't know. I just liked it. And I liked helping them feel good. You know,
I love that.
so I get
That's
to do that every
beautiful.
day, which is, you know,
It's amazing.
not a bad
What a gift,
gig.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a gift. I love that. Thank you so much, Mary. I mean,
Thank you.
Wow. That so I guess that, I mean, we hate to say goodbye, but that wraps up our Ambient Glow Masterclass with our new Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. And it's available in the US and the UK on hourglasscosmetics.com. It will be a global launch on July 29th. So that'll be in all stores worldwide. And follow us at Hourglass Cosmetics and take a look at some inspiration looks. And we hope you love this foundation as much as we do. And I have to say thank you, Mary, so much. Mary Phillips, wow, what a pleasure having you today. And thank you for being with us. And thank you all for joining.